Yo, what's up, guys? The finals. Siege Tournament finals against Aftermath Legends. As you can see here, this is how the map played out. They played a very aggressive map, so that was pretty difficult, but I would say we had a crazy, crazy win rate. We had the highest win rate, at least some people said we had the highest win rate ever in the finals. Not entirely sure if that's true, but we had like a 97.2% win rate, which is pretty solid. Must say that Aftermath Legends has showed better maps than the maps that they played against us. So for that reason, we had slightly easier defense, I guess. I don't know. Hard to say, but in the end, you still have to do the execution right. You still have RNG in the game. You still have a lot of factors. So we did put a lot of effort into prepping everyone's offenses, going in with the right thing, checking everyone. We're all in like a Discord call, checking everyone, that kind of stuff, having multiple people going to different channels to help out, like one-on-one coaching through like matches and that kind of stuff. We put a lot of effort to that. Also, before that, me and like quite a bunch of other people, we did a lot of prepping on like the map and testing and all kinds of stuff. In the end, like at some point, I was busy with net 4 testing. Like I went from a net 4, I thought it was good until I beat it like as many times as like, okay, shit, but I beat it with this, so I move on to this. Can I beat it with that? No, okay, but then if I change the offense slightly, I kill it with that. So, and then I kept moving on until I actually found a net 4 defense, which was super nasty. If you build it properly, like it has a very specific build. I can't, however, not say the exact build. I can't say the defense though, which was the Mirror, the Chilling, and the Kicklet. I was a super nasty defense. I'm very happy it did take quite a bunch of wins. At least that's what I've heard from Aftermath Legends. It took quite some wins. That was one that I spent a lot of time on, and I was very happy that it actually worked out. But yeah, that was a super nasty defense, so that one was good for our defense. And apparently the Sylvias, once again, same from last round, those Sylvias, they took a lot of wins. So those were the defenses that took wins. Let's show the offense that I won with. And as you guys know, we won the finals. I don't think I have to hide that right now because people already know. I am, however, going to hide a few offenses because we had like a few offenses that are very specific that they don't want to show. And I'm like, okay, then I don't show it. So I think I have about like 7 clips that I will show. And the first one, you wouldn't have guessed it. You wouldn't have guessed it. This is my party starter. This always is and always will be a party starter. Interesting enough, against Tian Lang, I don't have to go for a skill 2 right away. I can just go for a skill 3 right away and then everything dies if nothing is on will. Pretty interesting. And I got a message in between, so that's blurred. Then my next match, this was kind of a tricky-ish one. It did work out, but this is one of those that you're like, okay, this can take quite a while because Giselle, which is the unit in the middle, the Dark Cookie, actually does have perfect AI to go for S2, S3s, which is actually, interesting enough, one of the very few units, if not the only unit with perfect AI AoE death break. So if you want to use the unit on one of your Abyss dungeons, it is actually possible. But for this, I needed to have like a very specific rotation to actually be able to kill anything. Like in the end, I will get so many skills up. But in this, like I could have killed if I was slightly faster. And in here, I would have killed if I did slightly more damage. So there were a lot of those rotations. I'm like, yeah, I think I can kill, but I'm not really in the state where I can kill. And that Giselle started doing quite some damage. That's also why I speed up this thing, because this clip, you feel like, oh, just Bolverick twice and you're good to go, right? Yeah, technically, yes. But it was a little bit more annoying because every time I had low enough HP on that unit, it was just, okay, something else is moving in between before I move, and therefore I cannot kill it once again. I noticed that the Giselle had a lot less HP, a lot more defense, which of course is normal in the Giselle. And for that reason, I was like, okay, maybe I should actually start focusing that rather than the Camilla, because the Camilla just keeps healing itself. It's annoying. Like every time after my Bolverick, the Camilla moved, which I was like, how am I gonna get rid of that? Is that even anyone? Someone destroy as well. I had my Chilling on destroy too, but either how the destroying both sides didn't matter all too much. It was just trying to find that good rotation, and since I have speed buff, I can mess up the rotation at some point. But this was actually a potential where I could have killed, but my Chilling was, or not my Chilling, my Windy was fucking stunned. So that was I was like in this fight, people at some point asking us like, are you okay? It's taking long. I'm like, yeah, I know it takes long. I'm sorry, but It works, it just takes a while. So in the end, yeah, if you clear one, it's already good to go. But this took a little bit more time. Like the rotation of his speed combined with my speed was perfect for him to where it became annoying for me. That was the main thing on this whole thing. It's just, yeah. In the end, he didn't really come close to killing me that much at all, by the way. But it was just one of those things, like if it takes long, it feels tricky. Then the next fight, which was a Clara Benedict Theomars, which is a defense we haven't really seen. We had a Benedict team on our side as well, but it was paired with two LD5s and therefore it worked. But I outsped the whole team and I was like, oh, should I S3? No, I should not S3. I should wait with the AoE armor break and the stunts and that kind of stuff until all of them actually can have a turn. The NFL was 100 res. Was this kind of tricky? I'm not sure. I think either how one of the units could have died and I still would have been good to go. They were pretty squishy. They actually had a lot of Leo counters. Like we noticed that pretty early on. And because we noticed they all had like Leo counters, we just never went in with Leo. It's just like that's the thing. Like you can really prep for one certain thing that's like, oh, my team is really going to counter this. But if everyone does it, then it becomes kind of predictable. That's I don't know. Then this fight, which was a Celia version that they had, we also had a bunch of Celias. In this case, pretty interesting unit, but I think it's too hard countered by mainly the Yanghua and the Laika. Some people said that this offense was somewhat tricky. I kind of doubt it. Like in the end, like sure, Kiklet could do quite some damage to it if it throws the S3 on the Laika, but technically, a Laika should be able to solo this whole team. You don't even need the other two units. It's just a safety precaution. But I'm pretty sure if you just did Yanghua and Laika, you would have won like 90% of the time as well. Even just the Laika and a Rakuni, you would have won 90% of the time as well. So this team, I would say for defense. But to be honest, we also had a Celia defense that some people at some point also said like, yeah, but ours you can also 2v3. I'm like, yeah, true. But ours were harder to 2v3. But yeah, this in the end, Celia is one of those units, like, it feels really tricky on paper, but is it actually that strong? I don't know. Then we had one of those defenses, I can be a cleaver again. And we are a Lucian cleaver with a Dova. Pretty interesting to go with the Dark Cassandra and that, and then the Fae, but yeah, Lucian food. And that's the sad part about it. Like, I also tried defense with Kiara and I think it was Cleave food as well, but I don't know. Then we had a team with the pretty premium LDs as a Kiki and a Narsha. In this case, well, what you want to do is just make sure that you are super freaking tanky. You will still do enough damage. You have a bit of destroy because actually destroying Kiki makes it that you have lower max HP on the Kiki, hence less damage on your ass. And just make sure you still do enough damage, and then this fight is actually pretty freaking easy. As you can see over here, you destroy the Narsha first, most likely the squishiest unit. You do want to go for protection against the Narsha, because Narsha, as I said, they had a lot of Leo counters. This was actually the only team that I Leo'd into, even though I have 3 Leos. But yeah, as you can see, they didn't do all too much damage, and then you're just pretty much good to go. It takes a little bit of time, because this team doesn't have that much damage. But it had good enough damage to where it could destroy things. It had good enough damage to actually be able to kill stuff. But yeah, it just takes a little bit. That's also with Siege. Like there's actually, I think there's a line between either having a super tanky team that doesn't die and therefore can slowly kill it, or you just go cleave and insta-kill it. And in between, it doesn't really feel like there's anything these days that actually works. Well, it kind of makes sense, I guess. And then my final hit of today, which is also a hit I did in the last round, I think against the exact same team as well, which I explained there as well. Camila is just pretty fast, pretty tanky, still does a bit of damage, and you kind of want your Belial to die. You want to kill that Leo May first. You want to control the Thessarian as much as possible with the Camilla S2s. Once again, such a strong skill with those 2-turn cooldown. Like, the Theomars doesn't like that was resisted right there. But technically, if you're fast enough and you keep slowing the Theomars, you can keep the Theomars perma-stunned if it's not super fast. And as I mentioned, there were a lot of counters to... what's it called? counters to Leo, so yeah, in the end. But as you can see, Theomars went 3 times. Still have quite enough HP left, and then Baleo comes back. And Baleo, you go for an S2 close to 100k, and that's a done deal. Like, there's a lot of things that cannot survive 100k. So afterwards, once again, for this fight, it's also very important, as this stage, you want to kill Geldnir before you want to kill the Theomars. And sure, I do have destroy on middle and right unit on my side, but even then, they are not that high on damage. And if your Belial is on full HP, he doesn't deal jack shit damage with the S2. And the fight could either take way too long, which you don't want in tournament setting, or you just end up with a situation where you can't fucking kill the fucking Geldnir if it's super tanky and 100 res and that kind of nonsense. So in this case, definitely you just want to kind of play it out. You want to keep CCing the Theomars. You kind of want to chill around, and that's why I'm also switching like left and right for what I'm hitting. I'm like, okay, one more hit. I need one more turn to get him back. That's totally fine. But yeah, I'm kind of going back and forth with what I'm hitting, because as you can see, those heals of Geldnir, they're pretty nasty. And if there's just one unit to hit, it becomes hard. So in this case, yeah, it's dead already. And this is also, in this case, my final clip already. As I mentioned, can only show 7 clips. And this is my 7th clip. And this is also my 10-10 in the finals. So with that all set, we won the finals. In all honesty, I didn't wake up that day thinking like, yo, hey, we're gonna win the finals. I did feel like we had pretty nice preparation for like offense, defense, and all of that kind of good stuff. But did I really expect to win that day? To be honest, not really, but I'm very happy with it. So yeah, that also means I only have one left, World Arena Legends. That's also the hardest one. We shall see if that ever happens. I'm not gonna like super try hard push for it right now, like, but I might at some point, and we shall see if that happens. So there we have it. Siege Battle Tournament Season 12 winning is a doubt. Thanks for all of the guys that voted for us in the prediction event, and also everyone that voted AF Legends. I'm collecting 100 crystals from all of you. I'm collecting your 100 crystals, and your 100 crystals, and your 100 crystals. No, I'm just kidding. Like, to be honest, we had like a bunch of guildies that didn't vote for ourselves as well. But yeah, it was a fun tournament, was definitely good. So, and what I also heard from a lot of people is like, it's good to see someone else than Aftermath, like either Legends or EU winning, which I think is pretty cool too, that we see some more competition. To be honest, like the matches against Cardiac Unity and Origin were super close. And we were like this close to not even passing round 3. We're this close to not even passing round 4. So we have, I would say, in Europe, a whole bunch of very good guilds right now, because those guilds actually had a good shot at Legend as well, if we struggled that much with them. So, pretty interesting to see. Very happy with the victory. Also, I do want to go for like some of the rumors that we hear. Someone tried, I'm not even sure where it came from, but it's just hilarious to talk about. So, some people are saying like, oh, but Doubt knew everything about the map of Legends, and that's where they had such a high win rate. I can tell you, no, we didn't. We didn't know jack shit. Someone also tried to spread the rumor that some of us paid 500 euros for the whole defense lineup of Legends. I'm like, what? I don't even know, man. Is that the sore loser thing? Is that people from outside trying to make some drama, whatnot? Like, hey, there's no Siege without good old Siege drama, let's call it that way. But I can assure you, at least from my side, and let's say I would have been able to see it if we knew shit and we needed to know jack shit. So we just went in, and the map actually was very much in their favor. As you can see, I didn't hit any of the net fours. The net fours were pretty easy to hit with our specific offense. Yeah, that's also against the net fives. We barely had any losses against anything. Like, once again, 97.2% win rate shows that we played really clean, and they maybe had a slightly worse map than they actually showed in the previous round. Combined with that, it's us being victorious. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next one.